Hey guys, good evening. How are you doing? How you guys doing today? Can you hear me? What a day it was. It is. What a day. Let's get into it. I'm not doing any of these shout outs right now. I'm not doing any jokes. I'm not playing any music. It is a long day. I'm actually still getting over a little head cold. But I just wanted to check in real quick and say, just to catch up that it was just a really crazy day. I know you guys already watching, covering the Diddy trial. Day one, they got right to it. They got right to it fast. The judge was not playing. They started going through jury selection. Boom, 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 boom. At like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, they were trying to bring it down to 12 jurors, six alternates. Come to find out that seven of the black jurors were dismissed. They did it in a private hearing. It was Judge Arun with the lead prosecutor and the lead defense in a private quarters. It wasn't. I think in state cases it's open to the public, but in federal they kept it private. Which personally I think it was smart for the judge because he didn't want to have to worry about like Diddy intimidating anybody or staring down the witnesses or the jurors. So seven of them was dismissed. The first one was dismissed because it said they had sleep apnea. He was like, the judge was like, you have sleep apnea? Get off the case. Another one said they knew all 17 members of the making of the band. He was like, get off the case. Another one went to high school with Diddy, was alternate. How did someone pass going to high school with Diddy? I went Mount St. Michael, all boys Catholic high school in Mount Vernon. He got kicked off. Another black potential juror, his English wasn't that good. I think it was black or Spanish. I don't know. He got kicked off. Another one put a tweet or a quote that they had problems with the police. Someone in their family had problems with the police, so they were biased. They got kicked off. Let me tell you, the prosecution, the federal government, they did their due diligence. They went and swiped through and went through and cleaned all the social media of the jurors on the account. So they definitely wanted to know who they were having on their team. Um, who else got kicked out? This week, Judge Arun said they're going to go 9 to 5, but next week it's going very fast, 9 to 3. They're not going to do 9 to 5 next week, 9 to 3. The jury is not sequestered. They get to go home, but they do have directions not to talk about the case. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I wouldn't be surprised if their phones were hacked. If I was on that case and I was getting called, hey, Al, what happened today at court? I'd be like, I can't talk to you. I got to go back. I would be that shook. I would be that shook that they were tapping in my phone. I couldn't be on that case. He would be guilty of all 5 counts. Rico guilty. He would be. I couldn't do it. Uh-uh. I have way too many biases. No, way too many people. Too close. Mm-mm. Grew up same year, same place. Couldn't do it. Mm. Another juror posted something on her social media. Victims are jumping on the bandwagon. I don't know. The Fed saw it, kicked off the case. I think a lot of people were wanting to be on the case, but a lot of people wanted to be on the case, but they were trying to cover it up. They were trying to lie stuff and cover up. And they just got busted. They got busted. So that's pretty much what happened. It's going fast, girl. Guys and girls. I think tomorrow they said Cassie may testify tomorrow. She looks gorgeous. Pregnant, baby number 3, married. Maybe she's trying for a boy. I think she has 2 girls. She looks like she's about 7, 8 months pregnant. I guess they're going to put up on the stand and try to get it out the way. I heard 2 of Diddy's attorneys, 2 of the black attorneys, they were staring down the juror. I think that's their job. One is to work on appeal. Another one is just to watch the jury, watch their body language. And I hear the jury is predominantly male, men. There's more men on the jury. Like you guys probably already know, his family showed up in court. Why he would have his... I'm a mother. I have a 17-year-old. I have a 17-year-old daughter. He has 3 18-year-old daughters. I don't know why he would have any of his female children listening to those opening statement with the prosecutor, because I'm going to tell you, The prosecution wasn't playing. The prosecution, they came out with their baseball bat. They were swinging. They were like, all right, bad boy, you want to play? Let's go. They came out with their bat swinging hard. They came hard. Woof. I would not want to be in his. He's in trouble. Mm-mm. So let's see the opening statement. But before we're going to get, so we went through the jury. I went through the jury. I'm not going to stay on too long because, like I said, I'm getting over like this head cold. So I've been feeling really that great, but I definitely didn't want to let the day. I'm going to try to jump on every day while the trial is going to go. I'm going to try to do my best, but all the podcasters are there. Everybody was out there. Who was at the court? I heard Gene Dale's supposed to go. What's her name? What Tisa Tells was there. Mims, Make It Make Sense was there. Little Rod and his attorney, Tony Blackswell. Tisa Tells, Jaguar Wright. They said she was outside. Of course, his mother, his kids. It's just, a bunch of podcasters, which I guess you could call me, right? Just another podcaster. Right? But given a lot of these podcasters are young. I'm not young. I'm from, I'm just giving, I'm older. I'm giving a different opinion. Trying to give a non-biased opinion, it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible. It's impossible. So I did want to let's look at these let's look at the all right, so we're on track. So today was opening. We finished the jury. We heard the opening statement from the prosecutor, and we heard the defense. I'm not even gonna read the defense. Let's read the prosecution statement. That was pretty good. Let me share my screen. That was, I thought, was strong. I'm going to read this right here. This is from the Fader. It says, this is the opening statement by the lead prosecution, the U.S. government. This is Sean Combs. To the public, he was Puff Daddy or Diddy, a cultural icon, a businessman, larger than life. But there was another side to him, a side that ran a criminal enterprise. During this trial, you're going to hear about 20 years of a defendant's crimes. But he didn't do it alone. He had an inner circle of bodyguards and high-ranking employees who helped him commit crimes and cover them up. Kidnapping, arson, drugs, sex crimes, bribery, obstruction. Pointing to his relationship with Cassie Ventura, a former girlfriend who was filmed being assaulted by Diddy in 2016. Shortly after Diddy's arrest, Cassie has accused Diddy of rape and physical abuse throughout their relationship and is expected to take the stand and the witness during the trial through the 2016 attacks. The defense says he's an innocent man, imperfect man, claiming that in the opening statement that everything was consensual. It was a loving relationship based on jealousy. She made a choice every day for days, for years, a choice to stay with him, a choice to fight with him because of the 11 years. She was the better choice. Sean Combs had a temper and he drank and he took wrong drugs and he got violent. He's not being charged with being a jerk or being mean. He's charged with running a criminal enterprise. Having 1,000 bottles of lube is not a federal crime. Did you guys hear the opening statements? They were graphic. Opening statements was graphic about how he beat her, he dragged her, he took her to freak off. She was 19 years old. He made the sex workers perform golden showers in her mouth until she couldn't, just very explicit. Like I said down here, it says trigger warning. Very explicit details of a 19-year-old that his daughters had to sit there and listen to. So I want to go share another screen really quickly. And this is from the Diddy docket. This is article number 326. Victim number 1 that we said was Cassie, who was supposed to come up today. He forced victim 1 to participate in freak-offs. Okay. They had a long, complicated, and often loving relationship. A lot of this is redacted, so I'm just going to skip through it. Victim one had financial motives. A lot of this is redacted. This is going to come out in court, though. And then it says victim one had a civil suit. That's when they settled when she was asking for the $30 million. A lot of this is redacted again. There's evidence related to sex trafficking. Then we have sex worker number one. So worker number one, I believe, came to court today, and he testified that he witnessed that Diddy would physically abuse Cassie, and that because he would watch that, he would become impotent, wouldn't be able to. He felt bad for not helping her. Sex worker number one, I think he came to work today. We had a security guard. I think the guy from the hotel who had the camera footage, he testified today as well, from the Intercontinental Hotel in California. He testified that he had the tape. Diddy offered him $100,000 cash in a brown paper bag. He refused to take it. So he had that tape for about a decade. He never released it until recently. I think that's how CNN got a copy. It says Cassie Ventura did not have financial motive to lie. So he was basically a witness. So the today in court, when the security guard, he was the second security guard the night at the Intercontinental Hotel, got a call that there was a woman in distress. When he went on the floor, he testified that all the vases was broke, and that Cassie said, "I see." He said, "Did you want to press charges?" She said, "No, I just wanted my phone in my bag." When the security guard went back into the room, he did see a male sex worker. He did testify that in court. I think they were saying in the statement, maybe Cassie initially, she was 19, she was impressed, she tried to freak off once or twice, she didn't like it, she got beat up, she was vomiting, she was sick, and she said she no longer wanted to do it. Who's producer one? Something here, producer one. I don't know. I don't think we got that far yet. Even if producer one said about was taken off the affidavit as a misstatement, every fact in his lawsuit, the demand letter was. I don't know who producer one is. Now we have victim number three. We just skipped over victim number two. Is victim number two Jane? Someone's coming in as a Jane too. Is victim number three, is this Gina, who says she wasn't going to testify, but that she might testify? This is Gina, because right here it said she did a public interview. That's the public interview she did with Tasha K. Okay. Here's victim number four. Who's victim number four? The warrant affidavit states that Combs employees later. Victim number four is an employee. There were some text messages. They're going to pull out text messages. But with victim number four, though, he doesn't really text anyone. He'll text, I think, the chief of staff, and he'll tell everyone what to do, and then the chief of staff forwards the text. Victim one, the assistant number one, and victim four. So I think this is victim one's Cassie. The assistant might be Christina Coram, or the chief of staff, assistant number one, and then victim four is not a professional informant whose credibility had to be assessed before the affidavit could rely on her statement. I don't know if I'm really unclear who victim four is. Some people are saying Young Miami. I don't think so. Some people were saying Daphne Joy, 50 Cent's baby mama. I don't think so. I don't know. We have to wait to see who comes out here in victim four. I don't know. Together with producer one, victim phone call says, however, is allegedly knowing victim one, system one, victim four. I don't know who victim four is. We just got to wait to the end of the week till that comes up. This is really hard trying to put everything together, but I think we're doing pretty good so well with where we're at. Victim four, I don't know who. If I find out who victim four is, I'll come back. They're saying Young Miami, Daphne Joy, Gina. We don't know. It could be anybody. It could be anybody. Albie Shore said he was subpoenaed to come and testify. They're gonna have probably a couple more sex workers. I was surprised they had the I didn't know the sex worker was coming forward today, and I didn't know that the security guard in the International Continental was testifying today. That was a lot. And tomorrow's supposed to be even a bigger day with Cassie. I'm telling you, miss a day, you're gonna fall behind. But something interesting, I'm gonna show you one more thing before I jump off. Um, this docket was filed here to the judge. It's a little blurry. I'm gonna try to read it. This was April 15th. So this is like a month ago, right? To Judge Jerome on behalf of Sean Combs, the defense submits a letter and evidence of April 18th conference and in further support of its motion to exclude the government's Rule 413 and 404B evidence. At the April 14th conference, the government misled the court as to the timing of the interview with the four additional alleged victims described on March 10th as the Enterprise letter. Okay, so Diddy rushed to a speedy trial, but then, they were doing the superseding indictment, so the government kept adding more witnesses, and then they were trying to throw out the witnesses, say, no, we didn't have enough time to review, but then the judge threw it out. And this was like over a month ago. 3,500 material that the government has known about the alleged victim for months and months, and in some cases a year. So Diddy's defendants say, hey, you knew about these witnesses over a year, but you're just telling us on April 15th throughout the Enterprise letter. And Judge Arun said, no, he shut it down. We're going to move forward. The government stated that the times of the Enterprise letter due on February 1st, 2015 was not prepared to say that this evidence would be part of the direct case in providing racketeering enterprise and racketeering conspiracy, and further represents at least one of some of the alleged victims, but that it didn't know how deep it had gone. Interviews in particular victims, as example, government cited alleged victim 5, stating the 3,500 material will reveal that the particular victim was interviewed multiple times in 2025, I believe, much closer date. Victim number 5. So we're trying to figure out number 4 was number 5, but if we go down here, victim 4, the warrant affidavit states that Combs employees later. Combs' objective affidavit is critical, including a Texas attorney. I'm trying to figure out who victim number 4 is. Victim 1, 2, 4, professional credibility had to be accessed between other statements. The inclusion of allegedly probable cause. Okay. Victim 4 alleges were corroborated by phone on the day that Combs' associates, including producer 3, allegedly tried to silence her after the assault. This evidence enhances victims' 4 credibility and very minimal, provides enough for probable cause. Okay, so if you look here, look what this says right here. Although the defendant slings plenty of mud for non-statutory victims' account, he has yet to produce any contrary evidence that does attach to his motion. By contrast, the government has provided details proffers of each figure, anticipate testimony, and corroborating evidence. Further accounts of non-statutory victims and those of statutory victims corroborate each other. This corroboration, together with the detailed proffers of each victim, anticipate testimony is sufficient to satisfy Rule 104, low threshold for reliability. So minor victim 2. So there's statutory victims. There's 2 stats. So they're getting ready to bring in the minors. They're getting ready to bring in the non-statutory victim and the statutory victim. So right here is minor victim number 2. And this was on April 15th. So Diddy's team knew a month ago they were going to start to bring in the minors. Rule 104. Let me see. Stop this. I looked up the other day what was Rule 104. I forgot. I just wanted to look it up again. It's a lot, guys. This is a lot. Next Rule 104. Do you guys know what Rule 104 is? Drop it in the chat if you know. And give me a thumbs up if you're liking this. Hit the like button. I appreciate it. What is Rule 104 in criminal federal? Jeez. I looked it up yesterday, but if I don't write it down, I'm not gonna remember. A witness is qualified, a privilege exists, evidence of admissibility, conducted a hearing, it's a confession, crossing them. Okay, so basically, the government is saying we spoke with these statutory victims, minors, maybe 2, could be more, and everything they said was credible. So they vetted them, They had evidence. They screened the evidence. Everything was credible. They're gonna move forward. And Diddy's team knew this a month ago, and they were pissed. And they tried to throw it out. Uh-uh. And the judge said no. Whew. I couldn't even. The prosecution came out swinging with their bat. It was good. I'm not even gonna read through it detail. It's very graphic. If you guys want to read it, I know there's a ton of other podcasters reading it. I listened to it once, and I would definitely say today was one for the prosecutors team. We don't know how this is going to go, and this is sad. There's no winners. Listen, let me just say something. I know I'm on here running my mouth, giving you guys information, or maybe it's just therapeutic, but there are absolutely no winners here. There are no winners with this. It's all losers. Everybody loses. His family loses. He loses. Cassie loses. The money don't buy you peace of mind. When you go through this type of trauma, this trigger, I don't care all the money. She's sitting on 30 million, 100 million. Money don't buy you happiness. It's just a very this is exposed. I think what the federal government's doing is exposing what is a cult, and it's just cutting the snake off from the head. And there's a lot of cults out there. There's cults, in the church, in sports, in music, in private schools, corporate America. I mean, they just exist, and that's why we have law, and we have judges, and we have juries, and we have prisons, and we have, a debt to prince, and that's what makes America great. That you can go to court and be heard. But this is gonna be a hard case to prove. I don't think it's gonna be a slam dam. It's sad. It's definitely sad. It's tragic. It's definitely something for everyone to learn, and I think it's good for a lot of, like I said, I have a 17-year-old. It's good for a lot of kids out here that are like, oh, I want to get in this business, or I want to get in hip hop, and hopefully could open their eyes and just see what how demonic the business can be, and you need to have guidance. You need guidance. Don't be young and naive and just jump on the first opportunity, because you could get caught up in a trafficking ring. But anyway, on that note, um, let me know in the comments what you guys think. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll have a little bit more energy. I just want to come on real quick because a couple of people were texting me like, "What happened today? And what's going on?" And I was just like, I'll do something later, and I'll send it to you. All right, guys. So be safe and stay prayed up. That's all I can say. Give it to God. You fighting those demons, and you getting tested, and you losing your mind, and people trying to get you high and sell your soul, and just be smart, because you could easily get caught up in a lot of shenanigans.